The Labor Day and VFX doesn't really align yet, not because VFX doesn't deserve it, but because the industry hasn't measured into what Labor Day actually represents. Today is International Workers' Day. It didn't start as a holiday or celebration. It started as a correction. It actually came from the workers pushing against a system that said long hours are normal, instability is normal, and workers are replaceable. The idea of 8-hour workday had to be fought for. Over time, industries changed, structures were built, and protection were introduced. Labor's Day became a reminder that work should be sustainable. VFX in reality is still like pre-Labor Day industry. VFX is a service industry. It depends upon clients like studios, streamers, and the revenue depends on projects, not physical products. The major problem is visual effects is stuck in between two worlds. It treated like a vendor. Basically, it's replaceable and cost driven, but it contributes like a core creative department. That mismatch is the real issue. When VFX is treated like a vendor, it behaves like this. Work is awarded through bidding. Lowest often wins. Contracts based on fixed price. Client can request multiple changes without proportional budget increases. Delivery dates are non-negotiable. So the mindset actually becomes deliver what we ask within this cost, no matter what the changes are. That's a classic vendor logic. The problem is VFX works behave more like a creative authorship. On the other side, you are actually designing shots, not executing tasks. Directors often discover the film during visual effects process, and iteration is part of the creative process. The final look is fully defined upfront. Let's look outside VFX for a second. Software consulting is a service industry. Companies build products for clients. They still have structured timelines. Scope changes comes with cost changes, and engineers also have long-term career stability. Architecture and construction service are also a service-based industry, highly creative, highly technical, constant client input. But try telling an architect we change the entire design, same budget, same deadline. That doesn't happen because the system doesn't allow it. Now compare it to that VFX. Scope changes normal, budget increase rare, deadline extension almost never. So what adjusts? Not the contract, not the schedule, the people. VFX studios often work on fixed bids, but the work isn't fixed exactly. Clients can change shots, delay decisions, and redo creative iteration, but the budget seems same. The studios gamble, maybe we recover the losses on simple shots, maybe we don't lose money overall. The margins are razor thin. There is no real safety net, and the pressure flows in one direction client, studios, artist, always downwards. Studios can push back too hard, they will lose their job and they observe it and they pass it internally, which turn to overtime, weekend work, and constant crunch. Not because the people are bad, because the system or the business model leaves no other option. So, in reality, VFX is closer to writing, editing, or cinematography than manufacturing. Now, combine both worlds, vendor rules with creative process. That creates a major friction. For example, client saying, let's change a creative design again, but the vendor model is cost and schedule stays the same. In reality, they're basically redesigning the entire shot from scratch. Who absorbs the pressure? The studio, then the artist. Why other departments don't suffer the same way? Because they are not treated as purely as vendors. Actors has contracts, unions, overtime rules. Writers has protected revision structure. Directors has controllable timelines at a certain level. But VFX still positioned as an external service provider, even though it's creatively central. The VFX industry need to pick a side or rebalance. Either treat VFX like a true vendor, lock the scope and limit the changes, or treat VFX like a creative partner. VFX doesn't have a talent problem. It doesn't have a technology problem also. It has an identity problem. VFX is expected to think like an artist but operate like a vendors. Until that changes, nothing else will. And every Labor Day, industry will keep celebrating workers while quietly relying on system that still burns them out.